2 streams in 1 weekend? My God, you all are a very lucky lot. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Cool Kids Live review. Tonight, we are taking a look at the first of 2 Predator movies that are coming out this year. And we're kicking things off very strong here with the animated film Predator Killer of Killers, also known as Predator Cock. You all know who we are, the usual suspects, so we're just going to get down to the nitty-gritty here. Honestly, if you told me years ago that both Predator and Alien would get a resurgence in terms of actual quality, then I probably would have told you that you were crazy. Well, it's 2025, and we got another banger Predator release and another one on the way, so Predator fans are eating pretty good right now. In regards to Killer of Killers, well, not only is it my favorite animated film of the year, but also my favorite film of 2025 so far. The biggest positives of this film are the animation. And it has that like 3D Spider-Verse animation, but it works for this film. I like that the animation is very smooth. It's colorful at times. It's seamless during the action sequences, and the kills are just very fun and gory. The music is also very, very good here too, and it basically is like a nice add-on to everything that happens on the screen and makes everything go smoother and much more entertaining and fast-paced. The plot here is divided up into 3 short stories leading into the climax of the film. There's 3 chapters. There's The Shield, where it's very Norse-based. And then there's my personal favorite, The Sword, set in Japan. And The Gun, set in the 1940s. And then this all leads into the climax, where all the main characters of these short stories have to team up together to escape the Predator world. The 3 characters are likable enough, and the designs for the Predators in this are very unique and badass. There's a thing at the end that links this to Prey, which I thought was very cool, and that's also because I really like Prey, and the same guy who made Prey made this movie. Please give that man a round of applause, because he absolutely deserves it, because he made 2 straight bangers in this franchise. Continuity. Who knew that would exist in a franchise nowadays? Overall, this film was tremendous, and you could tell a lot of attention and care was put into this. This actually makes me more excited for Predator Badlands later this year. And honestly, I hope the studio gives the director a chance to make a good Alien vs. Predator film, because God forbid it's been way too long, and they had 2 attempts already, and they both sucked. And with a guy like this, with this director, I think that he could do it. I mean, God forbid it couldn't be any worse than Alien vs. Predator Requiem. But that's for another time. I recommend this film, as I believe most people would have a great time with it. I wouldn't be surprised if this is on my best of list. I don't know if it'll be in the top of the list, because like I said, I'm still catching up on 2025 releases, but hey, who knows? But honestly, I could see it being very high. This movie was absolutely excellent. I give this movie a very, very high 9.5 out of 10. All right, Cinematic Sterling, you are up, sir.
Well, in the words of Homelander, when it comes to Predator, Killer of Killers, it was perfect. Perfect. Down to the last minute detail. I absolutely adored this fucking movie, man. This movie gave me what I always wanted to see from the Predator franchise. Like, I've always wanted to see the Predator in different time periods, and I got to see that here. I was very excited from the moment this movie was announced, especially hearing that it was an animated movie. And this exceeded my expectations. I absolutely loved Killer of Killers. The animation was beautiful. I love, like, the animation is very like Into the Spider-Verse, well, also a little bit of Nimona and Flow, like that CG, but also / hand-drawn animated style. Like, and it looks superb. from beginning to end. Voice acting is great. The characters the characters, like our leads, are very interesting. I love each time period. I've always wanted to see the Predator fight Vikings. I got that here. I always wanted to see the Predator of World War II. I got that here. The Predator fighting samurais. I got that here. And each story was fucking awesome. I'm with Austin. I will say my favorite story was The Sword. And the reason was there wasn't much dialogue in that story. Like, it reminded me a lot of Samurai Jack. Whereas Samurai Jack is very, like, visuals first. Dialogue, like, not so much. And I've always loved that. Each of the Predators we get here, they're all very threatening. They're all very intimidating. They're legit threats. Especially like with Prey. And we all, mind you, like all of us gave that movie the praise it deserves. Like, I think it was on like half of our favorite movies of the year list. Like, I loved the Feral Predator. And while none of these Predators are that level, I've still liked all of these Predators. I liked how we got to go on the Predator planet again, because I don't think we've seen a lot of that since maybe Predators. I love how it all tied together. Like how after each character kills a Predator, they get abducted, and all three of them have to work together to fight to get out of the arena, while also trying to fight the main, like the king, the elder Predator. Like, that was awesome. I loved how we got to see Naru at the end, and I stand by. That is Naru and Prey is female empowerment done correctly. The score is great. I loved the only, like, I have like no issues with this movie, except I wanted more. Like, you could have given me an extra hour of this movie. I would have had no issue with that whatsoever. Like, I wouldn't mind like a part 2. Like, imagine the Predator fighting like I've always wanted to see the Predator like encounter like pirates or like cowboys. Like, I think that'd be pretty fucking dope. I also really like the Easter eggs here. Like when the one the pilot, like when he gets his weapon, the Viking gets her axe, the samurai gets his katana, and he gets the old gun, which was that was also the gun that Lieutenant Harrigan got in Predator 2. You know, after he killed that was his prize after he killed the city hunter. So, nice touch. Oh yeah, Cowboys versus Aliens. That was a thing. But Dan Trachtenberg, if this guy stays with the Predator franchise, like for a very, very, very long time, I will have no complaints. This dude knows what he's doing. He clearly loves this franchise. He loves this character, this world. Like, he proved that with Prey, and he proves it once again with Killer of Killers. And this makes me even more excited for Badlands. I wish Prey still would have gotten a theatrical release. I think getting a theatrical release would have been nice too. But at least Badlands is getting a theatrical release. So I'm on board. I'm fucking ready. Badlands looks excellent. Dan Trachtenberg, you're the man. I'm glad he's giving us quality after we've gotten some meh or like downright terrible entries with this character. He's showing the Predator at his full potential. And I'm fucking forever grateful for that. And like with Austin, I would love to see him do an Alien vs. Predator movie. And considering how Predator Badlands does take place in the same world as Alien, I think there's a possibility that could happen. Bring it on. Again, Dan Trachtenberg, you're the man. I absolutely love Killer of Killers. Give this a watch if you're a Predator fan, or if you just want if you want to watch a fantastic animated movie in general, you will get this. And that is why I am giving this a perfect 10 out of 10. Fucking phenomenal.
Very good, very good. But before that, yes, you can drop spoilers in the chat, my friend, because it is a spoiler discussion. Geek Informant, you are up, sir.
Predator Killer of Killers, or as we like to call it, because we're all 12 years old, Predator Cock. Wait! Hang on a second. Hang on. You're telling me that if you give the fans what they want, they'll like it and praise it. That's just fucking crazy talk. That's just crazy talk. Disney executive, probably. Anyway, so Predator Killer of Killers. This was the Predator movie we have all been waiting for after Prey. Initially, a lot of people thought Predator Badlands was going to be this kind of thing, but no, it turned out it was getting its own separate project with Killer of Killers. And once I saw the trailer, I was like, let's fucking go. Let's go. This is what people wanted. Every meme and every discussion and every article I saw after Prey is like, put the Predator in different time zones fighting against different people and see how that turns out. Boom. Just keep doing that. And that's what they fucking did. They're like, whoa. Dan Trachtenberg's like, all right. Boom. Animated. Boom. 3-in-1. Boom. There you go. And we got greatness, guys. We got greatness here. Now, I thought, as Austin was saying, the animation was very, very great. It was like Arcane. If you guys ever watch that, it's essentially that same animation style, where it's like kind of the hand drawn but CGI animation. Great. I thought all of the voice acting was brilliant, especially from the Viking. I don't know who voiced her, but she did brilliantly. I mean, all of them did a wonderful job, but that one specific, that I thought that she gave the best performance in the movie. I thought the animation was great. I thought each scenario, the shield, the sword, and the bullet, were all great and in their own right, and definitely showcased different attributes of different time zones in all the right ways. I liked, how even though we only get like 20 to 23 minutes, which with each character and each story, it still gives us huge, huge, huge amounts of depth and analysis in terms of these characters. It gives us so much. Like, I have seen 3-hour movies that give us less like less themes and less ideals and concepts and character motivations than this does in 20 minutes for each character. So that was absolutely brilliant. Like every single one, like you have like this hardened, gritty like fighting style with the Vikings. You have this more smooth sort of like kind of like the wind, like kind of like this like very smooth like ninja samurai, like obviously with the sword, like it very just very smooth, like how like ninjas and samurais fight is very like sort of like a using the environment to their advantage and using nature to their advantage and like that kind of thing. And then on top of that, and then finally you use the bullet, which uses like the air. It's like it's using dogfighting and all that. So I thought that was great, and I liked how it was joined all together. There was actually a through line narrative of okay, you guys beat predators, fight each other, then fight me. Like boom, there we go. Like you become the killer of killers, hence the title of the movie. So I thought that was great. Pretty much every aspect of there was some bouts of slowness here and there, like mainly with the latter. I think my favorite out of all of them was the first one, the shield. I just thought that there was the most depth to that. But the sword was great. I again love the lack of dialogue, and I thought the bullet was also very well done. I thought the main character was a slightly annoying at points, but for the most part, I thought it was great. And then I loved on that world that I liked the comedy with the language barrier, how like they couldn't understand each other. I like how there it felt like there was some sacrifice, like she gave up herself, he lost an arm. There was like it felt sacrificial. I really liked that. Um, but I will say I kind of agree that I wish there was more, but like I don't know if that's like me being a fan of this like sort of thing with like predators being in different time zones and I want to see it's so good I want to see more of that, or because it felt lacking. I don't know what to go with. Maybe a little bit of both, because I felt this was like an 80-minute movie. It's a fucking easy watch. And I feel like this should have been a mini series, like each, like have it be a 4-episode mini series where it should have been like 30 to 35 minutes for each, and then have it like all encompassing with the last episode. I just felt like 20 minutes just wasn't quite enough to sink my teeth into, but even with what they had was very good. Because my headcanon for this is that Dan Trachtenberg signed on to do Badlands, and they're like, oh shit, guys, we have an extra $1 million of budget. What do we do? I don't know. The fans want to see predators in different time zones. Why don't we do an animated movie based on that? Sure, we got this extra $1 million. Why not use it? So they kind of just shit it out and they just fucking made this thing. And they're like, you know what? This is pretty good. Put it out on Hulu. Yeah, sure. Okay. But yeah, I think that's kind of the vibe I get from this. But even then, I thought this was a great film. I can't wait for Predator Badlands. It feels like they're doing different things with this franchise. It feels fresh and new. It doesn't feel like they're doing the same thing over and over again. Wow, I know, crazy. Doing fresh new things rather than shitting out the same garbage over and over again, Disney. So trying to actually be interesting with this, even though it is technically under Disney, but like it doesn't feel like it. But even then, I'm probably going a little bit filibustering. But good night, Devin. But yeah, I thought this was a great film. It does have some problems here and there, and with that, I think they were minuscule. I think they were nitpicks at most. And with that, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Thought it was great. And I do declare that we definitely need to see more time zones. Pirates was a good one. Cowboys was a good one. I want to see No Man's Land, World War One. That would be fucking phenomenal. I want to see that. But anyway, off to my man here who loves the cock.
I just wanted to add, I can't wait to see the Predator fight dinosaurs in the next movie. And last but certainly not least, we got KitchenAid Whiskey Jones, aka He Loves the Cock.
I do love the cock. I'm pretty insatiable. Dan Trachtenberg is now the only person allowed to touch the Predator franchise, as far as I'm concerned. Following up on his 2022 hit movie Prey, which totally revived a seemingly dead franchise after The Predator, which I reluctantly watched today in my quest to rewatch all of the Alien and Predator films. Don't ask me why. So the up-and-coming filmmaker follows that up with an animated feature comprised of 3 seemingly separate stories set in different time periods of Earth's history, along with a 4th segment that on the Predator homeworld that ties them all together. I didn't really expect that last part. In fact, I was surprised it was a movie at all. I thought they would function separately like episodes of a TV show. I was looking for a miniseries and got a movie instead. And thus the fact that the 3 stories were woven together and so beautifully at that was a pleasant surprise to yours truly. Each segment offers genuine emotions that feel earned, not smarmy or insincere. The animation is generally pleasing to the eye, albeit a bit rough in some places, and some places it's pretty obvious that it was computer generated, such as the maybe the hair, such as the boy's hair, in particular, which kind of reminded me of, which kind of reminded me of Yu-Gi-Oh! But it is generally very beautiful animation. The first segment, titled "The Shield," follows a shield maiden, the leader of a group of Viking warriors, with her son seeking revenge. And the second segment, titled "The Sword," follows 2 brothers, one who is chosen by the father to become his heir, the sons of a samurai or warlord, and maybe a daimyo, one who is chosen to become his heir and becomes the samurai, and the other one who becomes an outcast and winds up becoming a ninja. And as they wind up along with, of course, he comes back for revenge against his brother, and the Predator shows up, of course, kind of ruins all of that, and they will have to learn to work together to defeat him. And finally, the third segment, entitled "The Bullet," follows a young Hispanic kid from Texas who joins the Navy, becomes a pilot, and has to learn to follow in his father's footsteps, and comes up with some very creative ways of taking down a Predator ship. So with little more than a bucket of bolts, and has some butt and some clear heads-up thinking. But in the 4th segment, of course, they bring them all together, and they have to learn to overcome the language and cultural barriers between them and somehow come together. And they do, of course. So, and somehow, of course, they do. They wind up, of course, you could pretty much figure out what comes off there. But it's a very beautiful story. It's not only the action is, of course, top notch. The animation is good. The animation is solid. The action is top notch. So I love that. I do like the fact that you incorporated, of course, the different size Predators. That was one of the things that was added by Predators and the Predator, how you have some Predators that are much bigger than others. So, but it's kind of like a lead clan or so forth. But it was a very, very good show. Not only was very action packed and kept you interested, it was also very emotionally resonant as well. So with the story, and the beautiful part for me was when the Shield Maiden, the Viking Shield Maiden, the one who was fighting to protect her son in the first segment, she sacrifices herself to save the other 2, and so they can get away. She says, "You won't get them. My boys will get away." And I found that personally very touching, because, she sacrifices herself. She kind of sees her sons in them, As a matter of fact, with the young kid, the pilot, she at one point, she sees him and she literally has a hallucination of her son. She literally sees her son in him. So, but I really liked the story, really enjoyed it. Would love to see more. Of course, everybody wants to see Pirates, of course, World War One, which then Sky mentioned. Pirates would be great too. And let me see. Might be great to have somebody, say maybe a Spartan Warrior, that would be a great one too, a Spartan Warrior. So, but I was really big on this, thought it was really great. So my score is a very enthusiastic 9.5 out of 10. Loved it. And of course, the big surprise, and I guess we're spoilers here. Yes, Amber Mid Thunder herself does show up at the end. She's in a kind of stasis. So, but she is there. So she does exist in this world. And that means that I'm thinking that means they're planning on a follow-up. So,
yeah.
Most
definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I will say though, like it's interesting because I was like wondering throughout the movie, I'm like, okay, so these guys get kidnapped, taken to the world, okay, and they have to fight each other, fight this thing. Why haven't the other? And I'm like, okay, Amber Mid Thunder was like that answer, but like, why did Arnold Schwarzenegger get kidnapped?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I haven't.
Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger actually killed him. So I mean, he actually killed the Predator. So then again, they did too.
They all killed the Predator.
Yeah.
And Danny Glover killed the Predator, but I haven't seen Predator 2, so I don't know how that factors into the storyline. But
I've seen Predator 2. Yeah, they let him go at the end. They let Danny Glover go at the end because a bunch of them show up. They let him go. They toss him a
the flintlock pistol.
Yeah, the flintlock pistol. Yeah, which was in this. I don't know if it was the same one, but funny.
Well, it has the name because it was also
it has the
Prey.
name.
Because Prey, she takes it and I think she gives it to her tribe or something. But so I don't know how they got that pistol.
Yeah,
and then eventually gave it to the kid, and then eventually gave it to Danny Glover. So like, there's some continuity in there, but a little some mistakes here and there. But like, you know what? For the most part, it's small potatoes. And then, but like, it's so small. It's like Evil Dead is just like first time. It's like it don't even matter. Like,
exactly. Really,
it's so small, and I'm sure they'll answer for it or something. But
of course. I mean. Well, you know what? There's no telling what time period this took place because I mean they were taken from 3 different time periods.
Yeah, Predator's time travel apparently.
Exactly, time travel. So I mean, this could have been even before Predator 2. I mean, who knows? I mean, so who knows? Or maybe they got it back when they kidnapped Amber Mid Thunder. Maybe they took it then. So I mean, who knows?
Well, I would imagine so. That's what happened.
Maybe they just pick and choose who gets taken. I mean, maybe they have a little roulette wheel or like a little dice game going on in the background. We don't know.
Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, they might have Arnold in there. I would love to see him show up at some point. So
him. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I'd be down for Arnie coming back too.
You guys are getting way too old for this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, to do it live action.
I would love to see that. Yeah,
Danny Glover great.
Way too old for this shit.
But yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. And I mean, there's just like the time zones are endless, like the ancient Egyptians. You could probably do something with that. Like have like an old like it would be really cool. Like have like an entire like anthology series of this and in different time zones. Maybe not like 1 or 2 seasons. What I think could be really cool for an episode, have it be with just one giant homage to War of the Worlds and have it take place in the 1800s, but it's with predators instead. Like, I think that would be really cool.
That would be interesting.
I think because it would be, it wouldn't be the same thing over and over again. It would be like kind of, doing something like, oh, they invade for some reason somehow. And, they, maybe they're kidnapping people. I don't know. That would be hilarious. Do it versus the guy that's in the Russian prison right now. It was the Philippines prison. That Russian guy, I forget his name. I mean, he
I
already
mean,
is.
Yeah, I
Perfect
mean,
casting, right?
kinda. I mean, it'd be very problematic, but it would fit, I think.
It would fit.
Let's see here. I'm just going through the chat real quick. What's up,
Ugh.
right, dude? I know we were late. Predator Killer for Predator Killers was great. Predator is back. Predator has been back,
Yeah.
which you know.
Oh hell yeah, yeah,
The outside, hold hands and say we are the world.
exactly
Yeah.
right.
That's if Neil Druckmann wrote it.
Yeah,
Oh God, don't remind me of that shit. Please.
But I will say I liked
yes,
yeah, that was great. I
Yeah.
liked how each, as you were saying, each predator looks different. Like the Vikings, like their big warrior race. You have the one that looks like he's on fucking roids, like perfect.
yeah,
Then the one who's versus like samurai and ninjas, as I said, that are very smooth and all about reflexes and agility. That's like a
Mhm.
thinner predator. You know,
Exactly.
like that's like a very like agility driven predator. And then
Mhm.
the last one looks like a veteran predator who's
He's
like,
bald.
I've been through this shit. I'm just gonna stay in my ship and just mow these motherfuckers down. Like he's just like, I don't need to do shit. I'm just gonna be behind the wheel. I got my guns in my ship. I'm not, and I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but I think the look of the Predator is referencing Christopher Plummer's Klingon look from Star Trek 6. You know, the thing with the eye patch. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. But like, I think that's what that's referencing because you know Christopher Plummer was older when he did that movie, so he looked older. So and that's what the Predator looked like here in the third one, is that he looked older. Yes, I love the Under the Ice. I love how they all took advantage. They all realized like the heat and
Oh
how
yeah,
they could see that.
yeah.
That was great.
really cool. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, yeah. Like, and I think it was just showing three random people. Like I don't, I mean, that just puts them all together. So I mean, like I said, time travel's involved here. So I mean, who knows?
I mean, it probably is set
could
for the
be.
Arnold movie.
You're right.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
that's a good question. Yeah.
And then I love the one on the boat looked like the bad guy from Galaxy Quest.
Which was, by the way, also referencing Christopher Plummer from Star Trek 6. So, boom.
You love to see it.
Boom, they confirmed it. I wasn't the only one who thought it. Bam, there we go. We got there in the end. Boom.
It's like poetry. It all rhymes.
It rhymes.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
I was going to ask you guys, what was your guys' favorite Predator design in this? Because they're all great, but which one was like a standout?
I liked I think I liked the third one. I liked the eye patch, and I like how he looked older. That looks really good. I think I like that the most.
I really like the first one. I call him like the Predator Hulk because I mean this guy was just big fucking hulking Predator. Jesus Christ, the Predator Hulk, the Pred Hulk,
the Pred Hulk,
the Pred Hulk. Dude, one thing we don't need a Predator with fucking gamma radiation. Jesus. But
I mean, a Predator is already angry enough on its own. Imagine
exactly right.
Angry at gamma radiation. That man would go psycho.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I really liked the Predator design at the end where he had like the skull cape on.
Yeah, the skull cape.
I was going to say that, too. Yeah, I really
was great too.
The big guy they were going to have to fight, and that was like holy shit, he's fucking badass. Yeah,
and then like the ending shot, like where like all the ships are leaving and you see him like do the pose. I'm like, oh, this is aura. This is, oh my god, like I got chills. Like, oh man, this was tremendous.
Yeah, and with that cliffhanger ending, we gotta be getting a sequel. And I've seen nothing but love for this movie, so it feels like it's destined in the stars that we're gonna get a sequel to this. And then if Badlands does very good, we'll get a sequel to that. But like it was funny how I was more excited for this before Badlands, but like not saying Badlands is like bad, ironically, but like I was just like I wanted to see the time zone thing and like the Predators in different time zones. So it was like boom, perfect. that's what I wanted. But even then, like the trailer for Badlands definitely impressed me, and I like how the main protagonist is like a predator. So like how we're kind of it does seem reminiscent of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes a little bit. But even then, I think it's like
Not a bad
the idea of it's still like unique for this franchise. The franchise hasn't really had a predator as the main protagonist yet. So I think that's really awesome. I really like that idea. And even though I was more excited for this, I think Badlands will also be great.
Well, although the predator in the Predator, the smaller Predator, was technically an antagonist.
What a
Yeah.
twist that would be.
What a twist. Yeah.
What a
It would
twist.
be interesting. Although a Predator wasn't technically antagonist in AVP, but
The one thing I really do like about these different time periods that Dan Trachtenberg is doing is it's like he's telling his own stories while also paying respect to the IP and the lore,
exactly.
Which again, I think a lot of other IPs really need to take notes on how to do something like this. Like, do your own thing while also pay respect to the source material, because
thank you, exactly. Yeah,
it's not rocket science. Like John said, they practically cracked this Krabby Patty secret formula here. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's, if you basically do what you did here with Predator, Killer, Killers, and Prey, people will go and see your next project. Like, it's not.
But the thing is, they could also be doing other stuff, like with Badlands, where it's like, it's still like it's doing something kind of unique and interesting with it. And then, even though I didn't really want to see Alien Romulus, I know a lot of people liked that, and Alien Earth looks fucking awesome. Like that trailer, I was like, holy shit! Like, bow down to the greatness that is Noah Hawley, because that dude, I feel like he can rarely do anything wrong. So I think both franchises are in a good place right now. And the fans are eating good. Let's just hope they can keep this up, because I'm stoked for the future for both. So,
I mean, do you guys think that this is ultimately going to lead to maybe a possible Alien versus Predator movie, or an eventual?
I'm sure they are. I mean, look, in Predator Badlands, we know there's literally a Weyland-Yutani robot in there. They have a Weyland-Yutani synth in there. So, yes, they're clearly building towards another Alien versus Predator film. I just hope they take their cues from the games, because the games, at least in the design, were so well fucking made. The designs really gave you a sense of creepiness, what's the word I'm looking for? Fear of being in a confined space. What's the word?
Atmospheric?
No. Well, atmospheric, yeah, but I mean, I'm looking for claustrophobic. Claustrophobic, yeah.
Gotcha.
A fear of claustrophobia, I mean, it's very atmospheric, I mean, I don't know why they went with such a campy tone for AVP, because it was like, I mean, it was fine for what it was, but I mean, it's like, dude, I mean, why I would try to recreate the tone of, say, Alien or Aliens, and what you throw there, and Predator, I mean, what you throw those in there together, Jesus, I mean, I would go with the story with Space Marines hunting a xenomorph, and then a Predator shows up in the mix. So, I mean, basically that, so, I mean, which is basically the story of the first Aliens versus Predator game. I mean, it was really, really great. I mean, I don't know, that was a game, I know, but I mean, I know you got to come up with a compelling story, but I mean, you could come up with something really great there. So, I mean, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, they also have the comic books too, and
the
idea of an Alien versus Predator movie is awesome, because literally the Predator, it's literally in the name. You have the Predator who's hunting down aliens, and the aliens are a threat in their own right, and they have their own different types of aliens, and and I like, as much as Requiem is a piece of shit, I like the idea of the Pred alien. I think that's thing.
Oh, I mean, I was at the end of AVP when I saw the Pred alien, man, I was geeking the fuck out. I saw the Pred Alien. I remember geeking the fuck out of that shit. I thought, holy shit, we're gonna get the fucking Pred Alien. That's when when they had first announced AVP Requiem, I was excited, like, holy shit, we're gonna see the Pred Alien, a mature Pred Alien. And now, I mean, it turned out to be shit, which I still haven't seen it. Although, since I'm rewatching all of them, I'm gonna wind up having to watch that one too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you might as well watch it blindfolded because it's fucking dark. Sorry,
That's
Rob.
what
I had to do those jokes. So, but to come back to Killers real quick. I think just the overall storytelling I thought was great. I think the biggest thing, the reason why I like the sword is, I think you guys brought it up, is the lack of dialogue. Like it really relied on the visual storytelling, and it works. Like you get it. Like it's not one of those things where there's no dialogue and you're just confused, because I think you could have a little bit of a barrier there. But the fact that you could get it, and the story is very simple, and the action was great, and then you have the two brothers who are divided because basically wanting the father's approval, and then the Predator shows up and they have to reunite. And I thought it was a simple story, but it really worked. And having all three stories tie in at the end, where you have the Viking woman lose her son, and that tying back into the third chapter's character. I think just the overall storytelling was tremendous, and it is one of those movies where you want more, but I think that's a good thing, because it makes you go, oh, I really want to see more out of this franchise, and out of this, out of what Dan Trachtenberg is doing, because
that's how you know it's successful, because it leaves you wanting more.
Yeah,
and that's rare with a franchise nowadays.
Oh
right?
yeah,
it's just like, it's just it's just like, I actually want to see more from this. I want to see a show, a mini series. Just I want to see more of this thing, but I also want to see stuff like Badlands, where it's like, it's not just the time zone stuff. It's still, we're still doing interesting things with this franchise. And maybe Dan Trachtenberg is the new nerd Jesus. I don't know, but he made a better Cloverfield movie. There's that too. So
exactly. Seriously,
10 Cloverfield Lane was so fucking good.
It really was. Dear God. I mean, dear God, it was so good. I mean, you got fucking John Goodman in there too. Not the least of which you have John Goodman.
I mean, John Gallagher Jr., Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and John Goodman were all excellent in that movie.
Exactly. They really were. Exactly. They were. They were all very, very good. So, but I mean, that you could tell that story was very well written too. Very well written, well crafted, well constructed, well directed. I mean, Dan Trachtenberg's a fucking genius as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, I wouldn't want to see him only do Predator movies
from
now on, but I want to see him as the Predator ambassador in a way, where he produces them, but he can direct other shit.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of like what I was gonna say, kind of like what James Wan does for the Conjuring verse, although the films that he doesn't direct actually tend to suck. So
yeah.
Except for Annabelle Creation. That one was actually really good.
Well, that was David F. Sandberg. He's a good
That was David F. Sandberg. Yeah, true. Yeah. So.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, true. But I mean, I'd love to see him stay involved in some way. Not only directing.
Most definitely. I think writing, producing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'd like to see him direct. Honestly, I know it's because they're all shitty nowadays, but I'd love to see him direct a superhero movie, maybe a more hardened horror movie. I think he has a lot of potential to be another great director. So
yeah, exactly. I'd love to see him direct a horror movie. Yeah.
Always remember, if your franchise is in a rut, rub some Dan Trachtenberg on it. And
there you go. Yeah.
All right, so we are 45 minutes in. I know, John, you said you're gotta leave. So, does anybody have anything else they want to talk about with Killers? Or
I mean, no, just go. If you have Hulu, go watch it. If you don't, ride the high seas with a bottle of Captain Morgan. whatever it is, go watch it. It's great. And then obviously we'll also be talking about Predator Badlands later this year. So get pumped for that too. But yeah, go watch this. It's 80 minutes. It's not 2 hours. Like, it's fucking easy to watch. It'll go by so quick. So if you got an extra like 90 minutes on your hands, that's an extra 10 minutes. Boom, there you go. So go watch it. It's great.
Mark, anything you wanna add or?
Fucking loved it, man. Fucking loved it. Keep up the good work, Dan. So,
Agreed.
shit,
I
can't wait to see what you do next.
I second both of what you guys said. This was a great movie. Check it out. Dan, keep pumping out great movies.
Yeah. I would only add that, I mean, Alien seems to be undergoing its own revival, with Alien Romulus. I mean, we're still in the, Alien Earth is coming out. That one looks promising.
I fucking can't wait.
Oh, yeah, that looks fascinating.
It's got Timothy Oliphant. Boom, that's all you need.
Oh, exactly.
Although Noah Hawley definitely helps.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But I
Agreed.
mean, yeah. So, I mean, the fact that both of these franchises are experiencing revival, I'm fucking down for it, man. Jesus.
You love to see it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. You love to see it. Yeah.
Not The Rock, which we unfortunately have to look at because of your profile.
Yeah,
picture.
Exactly. Speaking of which, what if they made an Aliens versus Predator film that was animated?
Yeah,
I would prefer that.
Yeah,
in all honesty.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, which I'm sure they're going to want a big franchise film. Although you could do both. I mean, shit. I mean, hell. Why don't we have both?
Okay,
but I mean, yeah, exactly. That'd be a good way to kind of test the waters. Exactly.
We can have a little bit of both. I think it's fine.
Exactly. So, but you love to see it. Yeah, these long-term franchises that, you love to see it.
Even under Disney 20th Century, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like pretty much all their franchises are just like, Planet of the Apes is going great. Alien, Predator, maybe not Avatar, but hey, they're making money, so that's something. But
exactly,
yeah, they may not be good, but they're making money.
Hey, they're making tons of money off that. So
I mean, like all the other properties, not so much, but the 20th Century ones, they cracked the Krabby Patty secret formula. So
yep.
Does anybody want to plug whatever the next review is, or?
It is me. This Saturday, we are going to be talking about the upcoming Stephen King adaptation by our Lord and Savior Mike Flanagan, and that is Life of Chuck. With Tom Hiddleston, Karen Gillan, Chiwetel Ejiofor, just a whole stacked cat. Mark Hamill, both King adaptations this year, actually. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. Can't wait for it. One of my most anticipated of the year. So get pumped.
Tremendous.
Hell
awesome. All right, guys. Well, that is gonna do it for tonight. Thank everybody in the chat. And until next time, we will see you guys later. Peace.
You're still here?